What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Suburban Nerds. This is the channel where I get my reviews on today's nerd news. And I'm sorry I haven't put out a video in a while, but you know, they getting caught up in a bunch of stuff. Hence, you know, Spiderman, the new game. Sorry, it's so addictive. I just couldn't. I've been slacking. I'm sorry, I've been slacking. But you know what I do the first day I come back from the weekend, which I know it's been already like 2 days, whatever, 3 days, but I'm gonna give you the box office report so you guys can be informed on pretty much what's going on with what's in the top 5. So first, in the number 1 spot, we've got The Nun. The Nun being directed by James Wan? No, I don't believe it was James Wan, but this is a franchise that was started by James Wan. It made $53.8 million on its opening weekend, which it pretty much broke the record of all the other Conjurings or Conjuring spin-off movies. The last movie only made, what, $41 million? But let's just jump into this, right? $53.8 million on a budget of $22 million. So already it made more than twice its budget in just the first weekend. Because these Conjuring movies are just, they're made for dirt cheap, especially Blumhouse in general. Its second biggest opening in September, right behind It, Stephen King's It, which it's not right behind it. Stephen King's was $123 million opening weekend. This is 53. So yeah, long ways to go, but it made second place in September, because September isn't really one of those movies that are known for, you know, having big openings. So internationally, it's already made $131 million. And let's just get this, for instance, right? The Conjuring movies, they've been making money for them. Like, I don't understand, but I believe it's WB. But this movie opened at $53.3 million. And second came in Conjuring at just $41 million. You got Conjuring 2 at $40 million. You got Annabelle at $37. You got Annabelle Creation at $35. Most of them made $300 million in general when it ended its run, except for the first Annabelle, which made, I believe, was it $257 million? And I don't see how this movie isn't going to. Like, it's on the track to make crazy amount of money. Good on it, but I am not going to say this is a good movie. I'm sorry, I'm not biased, but the Conjuring movies in general tend to not be all that. I find a lot of issues with them most of the time when I'm watching. And sure, it's okay, you have jump scares, but this movie, it started getting stale on the jump scares. And if you want, check out my review. I'm gonna put right there on that. But I'm not bashing it. Check it. If you like jump scares, watch it. But if you want a little bit more, I don't say that I wouldn't recommend this. But like I said, check out my review. Next, we've got in second place, we've got Peppermint, starring Jennifer Garner, making $13.3 million, I believe, on its second or third weekend. It's only made $15.8 million. Guys, you need to see this movie. This movie is a gem. It's not all that. The storyline is not the craziest best, but she nails it as far as the action hero. Like, it's sort of like the female John Wick, but the choreograph isn't as cool as the John Wick, but it's still good. It's still good, and she's still badass. She's still believable as a badass, because, you know, she was Alias, and she was, you know, Elektra before at some point. But, like I said, check this out. If you want to check out my review, it's going to be right there. So, I'm just putting that on for you guys to see. Look at the review, and if it kind of interests you, check it out. But, yeah, that's Peppermint. It was on a budget of $25 million, so only at $15.8 million. Watch this movie so it can make its money back, so it can maybe get a sequel. Just maybe, please. And that's pretty much it. Like, I don't know. This movie just, it's good. Going on to third place, we've got Crazy Rich Asians, making $13.1 million, which it only dropped 40% from last weekend, which the last weekend it only dropped 15%. Was it 50 or 10%? And the time before that was only 5.7%. Yo, this movie is making money. It's already made $165 million worldwide. Like, it's good. It's good. I don't know what the budget was, but let's just say they're good on that. So, good on Crazy Rich Asians. Like I said, once again, my review of Crazy Rich Asians has really been taken off. So, if you want to check that one out, check that right there. So, like I said, just check out these reviews. Next, in fourth place, we got The Meg. The Meg coming in with $6 million. Doesn't seem like a lot, but overall this movie has made $492 million worldwide, which means it already passed Solo, A Star Wars Story. Han Solo's movie for Star Wars was beaten by Jason Statham beating a shark, stabbing a shark, and I'm like I said, this is a crazy world we're living in, where a Star Wars movie loses to a movie about a shark and Jason Statham. But hey, I enjoyed the movie. I did enjoy Meg, and if you want to check my review out, I'm trying to see if I can get up in there for you guys for that one too. Last of all, in 5th place, this movie is awesome. It is probably in the top 5 movies of the year for me, and it is called Searching. Searching, starring John Cho. And if you don't know this is a movie where John Cho is basically... Hold on, let me just... And like I had to say, Searching made $4.5 million. Overall, it's made $33 million worldwide, and domestically, it's made about $14.3 million. And this movie is great. It's a movie about a father. His daughter goes missing, who's, John Cho, and he's basically using social media to try and find out about his daughter, and realizing he didn't know as much about his daughter as he thought. And then this movie has so many twists and turns that you would not expect from this style of movie that's in the same style as Unfriended, which Unfriended is sort of like shaky cam or like, found footage. But this is something else called Screen Life, where basically you're watching a movie from the computer screen or from the TV or from some sort of media or something like that. And it plays perfectly. I didn't think it would. I thought it would get stale after a while of this style, like it does in Unfriended. But this movie does it so well, where you're searching, and when he's searching, it seems like when he finds something, that it's you finding it along with him. And like I said, the movie's just great. Don't want to go check out my review for it if you want to know more about it. All right, that's it. That's the top 5 for the week. Next, we're gonna go on to Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele made that breakout movie called Get Out. Get Out wasn't so much of a horror, it was more like a kind of horror thriller, but not too much a horror, right? So this movie that he made has got I think he even got an Academy Award for Best New Screenplay or something like that. And this movie that he's going to be taking over is something that's I can't believe it hasn't been remade or rebooted yet. And he might be the producer and maybe the director of the reboot of Candyman. Candyman. And I'm not saying it the 5th time because that's when it comes. So, that movie is going to be done. And I'm going to try and avoid saying it because I really don't want nothing popping up. I'm not trying to be suspicious, but hey, if you don't know, what's his name? Jordan Peele was executive producer on a Black Klansman, the Spike Lee joint that really was good. I didn't do a review for it because it had been out so long since when I actually watched it. But yeah, he's really good. I kind of want people are wondering if he's going to go back to comedy. I don't think he's going back to comedy anytime soon because he seems to be going for these kind of like horror kind of thrillers. And like I said, we don't know if he's going to be directing this movie. It's in talk to produce it. But as far as directing, he might get some protege or someone else to actually direct it, and then he's going to be the producer of it, which is still not too bad, because he hasn't actually done like horror, and I believe with Candyman you kind of got to do horror, but hey, I'm pretty sure he's talented enough that he can make a good blend of horror, thriller, and a little bit of comedy as well, because if you guys don't know Candyman, based on the story of this black man who around the time with slavery or whatever, worked his way up, got his way out, and he was a great artist, and he was known for artists, and then he married a white woman, had a baby with her, and then the father-in-law basically did not approve of that, took him, beat him, covered him in honey, had bees stung him to death, and then burnt him. I'm not sure if it was burned him alive, but they burnt him, and then that's how he became the Candyman. He was caramelized in that honey when he got baked. No, that's sorry. That's very gruesome. But hey, that's how it is. So for a Candy to come through, I don't know. Did I just say it, man? I don't even know anymore. But let's just say that movie. I'm looking forward to it if Jordan Peele is part of it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just see how that goes. It's just news right now. We don't know. It's in the talks. things always come, talk, and then it goes. Look at The Crow. That thing's been talked for mad long. It's never happened yet. I don't think it's happening. But hey, going on to the next, we've got Mark Ruffalo talking about Avengers Infinity War. So Mark Ruffalo was in an interview with a Marvelous Podcast, and he was talking about how he says the ending for Avengers 4 is still not decided. His words are, we're doing reshoots starting in September. Then you guys will get the second installment, which we don't even know what it's going to be yet. We're not just doing reshoots. We're going to finish the movie, which we really didn't get to finish totally when we left it off last year. Then it goes on to say, I don't even know that they really know. Talking about, the Russo brothers. Some of it has happened while we're there, it's pretty amazing. And when we'll shoot some stuff a few days later, come back and reshoot it because we want to take it to another direction. It's a very living organism. Even as we approach it being a locked picture, we're still working on it. So basically he's saying that he doesn't know, they're not going to know until pretty much the very end, which makes sense because they've done these things where they've shot these scenes and then don't include it in the movie. Look at the Hulk when they had him running in Wakanda with the rest of them in those trailers. That wasn't in the movie. Hulk never came out, so they mislead people because they don't want to spoil it for anybody. And I definitely understand it. In reshoots, hey, all movies have reshoots. It's nothing bad. So as far as this, I definitely see this as a positive. But we don't know how they're going to end it. Like how they're going to turn back time, if they're going to go through time, the quantum realm, if that's going to have any effect. Like if Nebula is going to be the one that kills Thanos or takes a glove, or like it does in the comics. We don't know how it's going to work out. But all we know is they don't know as well. And it makes sense. They don't want anything spoiled. Oh, and by the way, I met Shuri from, the Black Panther and, Infinity War when I went to Cuba. Small, cute little thing. Didn't take a picture, but I understand. She said she was trying to stay incognito. So I understand. And it's pretty much after some drunk European guy was, wait a second. I know. I've seen you before, right? I've seen you. Like, I swear, man. After going after him, no reason. I understand why she didn't want to take no picture or nothing. But hey, we still love you, Sherry. Like I said, small little thing. Long fingers, long hands, but hey, we'll see. Then last of all, we've got the Hellboy reboot. Hellboy is going to be played by Rob Harbert. Or Don Harbert, I forget his name, but his last name is Harbert. Basically, the cop or the sheriff guy from Stranger Things. He's taking a role. The pictures, images of it looked awesome. Can't wait to see him. But there has been no talks, and the movie comes out in about 3 or 4 months. Comes out beginning next year. I don't know what's going on with this, but from what I'm hearing, there is going to be a panel at the New York Comic Con, which means we're most likely going to at least get a trailer at that time, and we'll see what it looks like because. Guillermo del Toro was originally supposed to take over and do the third Hellboy, but he wanted too much. He was saying he wanted about $200+ million to do this movie, and they were like, we can't give you that because the Hellboy movies have not been making that money. The golden whatever, like it made less than the first one, so they're not trying to, and that's why they took it over and handed it off to someone else. And we'll see how this movie goes, like how it looks with the trailer. I'm still looking forward to it because Ron Harbert, I believe his name is. He looks awesome in the Hellboy suit. Looks jacked. And just like, yo, look, you got to see. I'm going to see. Maybe I'll put it in a thumbnail. I don't know. But we'll see how that is. But it's going to be October 6th at the Comic-Con where we're going to maybe see a trailer. And then last of all, we've got Cyborg. Ray Fisher, I believe his name was. He played Cyborg in Justice League. This thing right here. And he spoke about what's going to happen because there was talks of a Cyborg movie and now we don't know because in general Mission Impossible made more than Justice League. You know what I'm saying? That's what's crazy. Mission Impossible just made officially more than Justice League did in the worldwide box office, so that can't be good. But we'll see. Like this, what Ray Fisher said is, I can't comment on that, the status of Cyborg, specifically because they don't tell me anything until the very last minute. There's a ton of people making those kinds of decisions behind the scene, and it would be a very, very costly movie to make because it is so CGI heavy. With Cyborg, because I'm the only member of the league that is not in practical costume, they're going to be looking at $200 million just to make it. So it's one of those things you have to take into the consideration. There it is. We're not getting a Cyborg movie. Why? It is too much money. They have not made consistent, like, if Aquaman breaks bank and makes about 600 or 700 million, then Wonder Woman, I believe, goes and maybe hits $1 billion mark, because I believe it came in at like 900 million. If it hits $1 billion mark, and then Shazam comes and gets up there at least with 500 to 600 million, then maybe you might have a slight chance of seeing a Cyborg movie. But as of right now, I don't see it happening. Why? Because Justice League didn't make that much. Even though Suicide Squad did make money, it was not like that much. You got Batman vs. Superman, not like that much. It didn't make money. But Justice League, which had all of them, including Cyborg, made the least out of all the DCU movies. So for them to gamble on a Cyborg movie, which people did like him in the movie, but to gamble on him, I don't know if they're willing to do that. So I say it's most likely not going to happen. But hey, we still love you, Cyborg. We still love you, Ray Fisher. And we did enjoy you in that movie. But that's pretty much it for the Nerd News for today. I'm going to try and see if I can get the next video out today as well, close to the end of the day. But that's pretty much it. Remember to put those notifications on. Comment down below if you want to talk about anything that I talked about. Remember to push that like, subscribe, check out my last Daily Nerd News, which was last week, and then check out my playlist of all my Daily Nerd News. Remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been notified. Catch you guys on the next Daily News.